Okay, guys. My friends, I want you to listen to me very carefully this morning. Um, you were never supposed to know any of this. And I say you, I don't think I was supposed to know this either. We were never supposed to realize what was happening, what had been done to America, what had been taken from America. I believe that we had 4 years stolen from the American people that we know of. Possibly more than that. Possibly 8 years, 12 years, 16, 24. I really believe that we were never supposed to know any of this. Joe Biden was never in charge. He was a prop. Some of you will call it a figurehead. He was a hollowed out puppet with the strings being pulled by someone in the permanent ruling class in Washington. The deep state, as some of you call it. They were making the decisions. I want to know who the puppet master was. And now the proof is out in the open. Secret tapes that Biden fought for years to bury have been released. It's starting to explain why he pardoned himself, he pardoned his son, pardoned his wife, brother, sister, mother, candlestick maker, probably the butcher, the baker. He pardoned Anthony Fauci. On these tapes, you can hear him casually talking about classified documents he found downstairs while he was cashing an $8 million book deal. And now this former Assistant Attorney General, Jeff Clark, the white guy in the glasses, says the law is clear. Biden should forfeit that money and the Delaware home where the classified material was being stored, hidden, retained, whatever you want to call it. Whatever makes you feel comfortable. Whatever you want to call it, make yourself feel comfortable. But at the same time, the acting director of national intelligence, Bill Pulte, is now confirming that China allegedly compromised. I have to say that word for health and safety here. I hate that word. That they compromised voter registration rolls of at least 18 states, including key swing states, like Pennsylvania, Georgia, North Carolina, those. They protected Biden. They protected China. And they lied to us for years. This is not politics as usual, folks. This is the unmasking of a regime. When you take the mask off, what's underneath is usually ugly and sometimes scary. But I think they stole at least 4 years from America, probably more. I want you to stick with me because what we're going to talk about this morning is about to show you all of the things that change. We're going to have to rewrite history books on this. Listen to this. Listen to Biden here.
So this was early on in '09. I just found all the classified stuff downstairs.
Who was president in 2009? Answer that question for me. 2009, who was president? I forgot. I don't know his name. Leave a comment in the chat. Let me know how the audio is. Listen to this.
In '09, I just found all the classified stuff downstairs. I wrote the president a handwritten 40-page memorandum arguing against the.
Does anyone think Joe Biden wrote a handwritten 40-page anything? He might have needed 40 feet of toilet paper.
40-page memorandum arguing against deploying additional troops to to Afghanistan, on the grounds that it wouldn't matter, that the day we left would be like the day before we arrived.
What?
Was pushing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I made the same argument relative, for example, it starts off General Austin saying, quote, "I don't know if we can have a unified Iraq. I don't mean we have to decide that."
He mentions General Austin. General Lloyd Austin was in charge, I believe, of all of the Middle Eastern forces under Obama. Does it make sense now Lloyd Austin was Joe Biden's Secretary of Retreat? We'll call him Secretary of Retreat. Does it make sense? And I've got a question for you in the chat. The one person that we never heard from publicly during Obama's administration or Biden's administration, or even now, is George W. Bush. Why hasn't he addressed any of this? Did George W. Bush plan all of this?
Now, he was saying. I wrote that piece now 11 years ago, 12 years ago.
This is nuclear. If you're not upset about this, I believe you're a paid Chinese shill.
Biden fought for years to keep private have now been released. The tapes were cited in a 2024 Special Counsel's report, which said Biden kept volumes of notes at his home that included classified information. The roughly 70 hours of audio recordings were made while Biden worked with his ghostwriter on his 2017 memoir. Recordings shared with CBS News include Biden describing potentially classified meetings. CBS News investigative reporter and producer Josh Boswell joins us now. What more do we know?
So what we found is going through these large amounts of audio recordings is many instances where Joe Biden, either at the end of the Obama administration when he was vice president or just afterwards in early 2017, is referring to classified material. He's talking with his ghostwriter, Mark Zwanitzer, and he's saying, here's this meeting with the National Security Council. Here's the details of what happened there. In one instance, he even says, "I just found some classified documents downstairs." Joe Biden in these recordings is very explicit about knowing that this material is classified and then discussing it with this man who does not have a security clearance. So it's pretty interesting stuff. This is material that was highlighted, as you said, in Hur's report from 2024. But this is the first time that we're actually hearing Joe Biden saying it, and it's pretty interesting stuff.
Can you imagine having to listen to 70 hours of Joe Biden mumble about corn pop? I feel sorry for this guy. This guy deserves a boom shakalaka.
Amen. Hallelujah. And boom shakalaka.
I'm telling you right now, I feel like we have to rewrite some history books. I know we want to blame Obama for everything. George W. was silent during Obama's administration. Silent. His silence was deafening. You were never supposed to know this. We were never supposed to find this out.
Part of the investigation in which Hur in his final report had said there was no likelihood or not enough likelihood of a conviction because the jury would find him too sympathetic and elderly. Am I remembering that correctly?
Yeah, that's correct. So although Hur believed that there was strong evidence of classified material that Biden was handling inappropriately, he believed that the jurors would let him off. And part of that was because Hur believed that Joe seemed to be kind of having declining mental faculties. And that is not super clear from the recordings that we see here from 2017. Ooh. But what you do get is an impression of a man who's...
What happened to Joe's cancer? Did they cure cancer? Because Joe left the White House with like stage 68 cancer. I hope he's recovered. I guess maybe Trump cured it. We haven't heard anything about that. It was emotional blackmail.
Struggling to remember certain facts from several years ago and comes off as affable, comes off as wanting to defend his record. But certainly in the later 2023 interview that Robert Hur did with Biden, he concluded that Biden was a man who would come off as an elderly person with a poor memory who would...
Elderly person, poor memory. Now I want to show you something here. So the guy on the right is Robert Hur. He is the lawyer that did the interview and then referred it to the House Oversight Committee saying, Joe was, just a nice old guy. Just a nice old guy. You can't convict old Joe. He was too nice. Old Joe, he just meant well. He didn't mean anything by it. Jeff Clark, our team is reviewing the Biden tapes now. We will be out with various bombshells, But I want to make this point right now. The tapes make clear the Biden disclosed massive amounts of classified information to the ghostwriter. That violates the law. Now, look at this. Why didn't Special Counsel Robert Hur seek a special prosecution? The forfeiture of the $8 million book advance, that's nothing compared to the money that he may have gotten from Ukraine. That Joe Biden got for his book, Promise Me, Dad, and his Delaware house and any other Biden property. This should have all been taken back. They should have seized it. It's called asset forfeiture, Joe. Now, you can take all of your depends. We don't want those. Those are full of shit. Just like the entire clown show. Listen to this. CBS, the CIA broadcasting system, is now even turning on these guys.
Breaking news tonight about former President Joe Biden. Today, roughly 70 hours of recordings of an interview he did with a ghostwriter in 2017 before he was president were released over Biden's objections. Senior White House correspondent Weijia Jiang joins me.
Man, where are all the American reporters? Where are all they at? I'm sure her family came over on the Mayflower. I'm sure they did. Now, here's one that I run across. In 2022, Trump's Mar-a-Lago was raided by the FBI, and the left had an absolute storm over Trump having, quote, classified documents. The left, their mainstream media, the corrupt justice system, pushed for Trump to basically be guillotined. Trump ended up getting arrested, being indicted on 40 charges. We know how that worked out. Rod Rosenstein, the lawyer Smith with the weird beard. 2023, Biden was found with boxes of classified files in his home, wasn't charged due to having poor memory. According to the left, that apparently wasn't a deterrence for him being president. However, newly released tapes from Biden talking to his ghostwriter include Biden making repeatedly reference to him keeping the classified info. And this is the memo here out of MSDNC. Biden won't be charged in classified docs case. Special counsel cites instances of poor memory. The butt wiper. He couldn't wipe his butt. Now it's all coming out. Catherine Herridge, acting DNI Bill Pulte declassified intelligence reveals voter registration rolls from at least 18 states have been compromised by the People's Republic of China. Everyone will attack Israel, won't say a word about China. Nothing about China. Everyone will attack Russia, not a word about China. Everybody will go after, we'll make fun of Ukraine. Nobody will mention China. Catherine Herridge, that's why she doesn't work at CBS anymore. These are the documents that Bill Pulte is releasing. In May of 26, Trump created the Government Transparency Task Force. I think it's called the GTFO, to get the F out, within the White House Executive Office. Look at this. President Trump is alerting congressional and state government that there were election vulnerabilities in the states identified by name in the classified documents. Look at down here. Alaska, my state, Arkansas, Colorado, Connecticut, D.C., Florida, Georgia, Iowa, Kansas, Maryland, Michigan, New York, North Carolina, Ohio, Oklahoma, Rhode Island. I feel like the Johnny Cash song. I've been everywhere, man. The declassified intelligence reveals that voter registration rolls from at least 18 states have been compromised by the People's Republic of Wuhan. The People's Republic of Wuhan. That's what we need to start calling them. Additional intelligence records reveal that more than 200 million, let me do that with a better voice, 200 million voter records were also compromised by the People's Republic of Wuhan without state-specific affiliations. Now is it making sense why these states won't turn over the voter rolls? Because that's where the damn gotcha is. That's the deal. That's the seal. That's the bingo, bango, boom, shakalaka. And we're coming for you, assholes. Bohica. If you're not upset this morning, you're in a coma. Joe Biden, I'm sure Joe is even shaking in his depends right now. You want to know something about Robert Hur? Here we go. Robert Hur, the guy that investigated everything. Robert Hur, American lawyer, served as United States attorney for the, wait for it, District of Maryland. Very conservative state there. He previously served as principal associate deputy attorney with the U.S. Department of Justice, oversaw the investigation into Biden's alleged mishandling of classified documents. He was born in 1973, South Korean parents, blah, 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 blah. His dad was an anesthesiologist. They're paid millions. This guy went to Harvard, studied English and American literature. Probably has poems written by Mark Twain on the bottom of his toilet seat. He studied English and American literature at Harvard, then became a lawyer. Literature, creative writing, lawyer, liar. Now we know why he did that. He was a clerk for Court of Appeals, Ninth Circuit, one of the most liberal circuits in America. Served as special assistant and counsel to Christopher A. Wray. Why does that name sound familiar? Christopher Wray. Who is Christopher Wray? Oh, you mean FBI Director Christopher Wray? That's who I mean. Is it starting to come together? In the words of the Big Lebowski, it's tied the room together. He was preceded by Rod Rosenstein. Remember that clown? Trump has made some bad picks. It seems to always be around attorney generals. Look at this. November 1, 2017, Hur was nominated by Trump to be the next United States Attorney General for the District of Maryland. If there's one criticism of Trump, it's picking attorney generals. Jeff Sessions, Bill Barr, Pam Bondi. It's his one fault. He might have got it right with Todd Blanche. I am hot. I am hotter than a $2 pistol this morning. On February 13th, Hur announced his resignation, effective 12 days later. Following his departure, he became a partner in the Washington, D.C. office of Gibson Dunn. I did a little clicking. Now he's working here at King and Spalding Law Office in D.C. Former Special Counsel Robert Hur is a partner in King and Spalding's Special Matters, that usually means cover-up, and Government Investigations Practice. He brings decades of experience, that means lies, in government and in private practice. Look at the first thing he's been working on. First thing he worked on. Well, not the first thing. Most recent, January of 2026. I want to zoom in a little bit here so you can see this because we like to provide receipts. This is what he's working on. Leveraging the False Claims Act to target corporate didn't earn it programs, DEI, corporate DEI programs. This is what he's working on right here. Corporate diversity. We got to protect that. Diversity is our strength. Obama told us diversity is our strength. How dare you not believe him?
How dare you?
How dare you question diversity? You hypocritical, patriotic, heartless bastards. Diversity is our strength. We need more diversity, right? Especially in the Supreme Court. I think Ilhan Omar should be appointed as a Supreme Court justice. We need more diversity. Catherine Herridge, winner. CIA, whistleblower. This guy needs to be in protective custody. I'm talking Delta Force SEAL Team 6, put him on a submarine.
Are you familiar with the whistleblower complaint that was lodged about the suppression of intelligence about China's election activities in 2020?
Yes, I'm aware of it.
What can you share with us?
I don't want to go too much into that specific whistleblower complaint, but I will say that I have spoken to many people who are involved in the COVID origins analysis, people who were both on the operational side and the analytical side, and that is 100% believable because the same sort of things are happening in other topics that touch on China. So, yeah, we had whistleblowers say, yeah, they did not want to harm China.
What
Under the Democrat regime, I don't know what we call it. Do we call it a regime, kingdom, rule, Bolsheviks? I don't know what you want to call the Democrat Party right now. We were told believe all whistleblowers. We were told believe all women. But now the People's Republic of Wuhan, and I'll tell you why no one talks about the People's Republic of Wuhan. And you can agree with me here if you want. I don't care. Start your own show if you want to argue. China controls everything. All of the major sports, everything with the exception of the Louisville Slugger, is made in China. LeBron James, all these basketball jerseys, made in China. You remember when John Cena said something about the people that were imprisoned in China? And then they made him walk it back, speaking like, I don't even know the damn name. He was speaking like Sung Tao, or I don't even know what he was speaking General Tso's. He was using the General Tso's language. I don't speak Chinese, right? But they made him walk it back because the World Wrestling Federation relies on China. The NBA relies on China. The Biden administration relies on China. Fill in the blank. They all rely on China. 18 swing states, China. This whistleblower, they should put him on a submarine on a northern run. That's the only way this guy would be protected.
Explains the reluctance of the U.S. intelligence community to present evidence that is fact-based and credible about the threat from the Chinese Communist Party.
They're worried that, President Trump might do something crazy that upsets, what we have decided is how the world should work. And frankly, we got...
Well, I'll be damned. Trump would upset them about how the way they think the world should work. I want honesty in my world, you assholes.
Globalists working inside the IC. And last I checked, we work for America. We're not here to ensure that NATO gets their funding or the UN is supported or the WHO is can help us with our pandemic response. There are quite a few people who are more than willing to say, hey, listen, this globalist thing is a good thing. So you had that. I think there was probably, based on what we're seeing with regard to former President Biden's family, there were a whole lot of ties to China.
Wow. Now, I'm going to say this. Number one, Catherine Herridge, real reporting. Disregard the fact that she looks like Ben Shapiro in drag. That's a joke. But she does look like Ben Shapiro. She has absolutely put her life in danger by doing this. Now, I don't know what this is. I have no idea what this is. Somebody sent me this. I'm just going to drop this in here as like an interruption for everybody. This says, what could this possibly be so it's so heavily guarded? There's one car driving behind it. I don't think this is heavily guarded. It's on the interstate. This is a perfect example of misinformation. It looks like they got a deer stand or some kind of truck mount from Tractor Supply, the same Tractor Supply that's got the rainbow flags on their duck blinds. So the misinformation is heavy, okay? Be careful where you're getting information from. All right, just be careful. There is so much misinformation coming out. I've got to refill my coffee. And you know what that means. While I'm refilling the coffee, I'm going to play a clip. I want you to take this time to join the channel as a member. Click like, click subscribe. I'm pouring myself another cup of Joe before we talk about Joe. And I hope all of you are as pissed off as I am about Joe.
You know, the audio of Joe Biden talking with Special Counsel Robert Hur has just dropped, and it was obtained by Axios. And the two-day interview, remember, happened in October of 2023. And after that, Hur described Biden as a well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory. I said at the beginning of the show that was a very, very charitable way to describe how Biden came off now that we've heard this key part of the audio. Here he struggles to remember when his son Beau died. Watch.
We were living in Chambers Road, and there were documents related to the Penn Biden Center or the Biden or the cancer shot or your book. Where did you keep?
All right, I'm back. I won't subject you to any more of that crap. Stephen Miller says Democrats dropping in the polls because they've been exposed. They're radical left crazy communist. He took it a little further. He took it a little further than just saying they're radical left crazy communists. Listen to this. How many of you agree? If you agree with Stephen Miller, type a 1 for yes, 2 for no. If I'm crazy for liking him, feel free to call me out.
The people you mentioned, the names you mentioned, AOC, Bernie, the Squad, Omar, these are people who even 10 or 15 years ago would have been relegated to the outer extreme fringes of the Democrat Party. They're now the center of the party. They're the heart of the party. They're the soul of the party. So the Democrats have become a party of freaks, weirdos, losers, and crazies. But you can't.
I've listened to that part about, I'm going to make that my ringtone. If anyone knows how to make an audio clip a ringtone, this is what I want for my ringtone.
Of freaks, weirdos, losers, and crazies.
I want that to ring on my phone.
Freaks, weirdos, losers, and crazies.
I love this.
Of freaks, weirdos, losers, and crazies. But you can't laugh it off because it's deadly serious. Wow. When you give these people power, everything you know and love in this world falls apart. You have chaos, corruption, decay, violence, poverty. The people you mentioned, the names you mentioned, AOC, Bernie, the Squad of freaks, weirdos, losers, and crazies. Democrats have become a party of freaks, weirdos, losers, and crazies.
I love that. Right now, I'll just be a nerd and tell you, the ringtone on my phone right now is the general alarm on a submarine. It's the general alarm. It's the 25 bongs. If you've been on a submarine, you know exactly what it is. Bong, 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 bong. You know exactly what it is. If you're a submariner, you've heard it, you've woken up, You know exactly what it's like to go jump in an FFE with sleep in your eye and boogers hanging out of your teeth. You know exactly what I'm talking about, okay? That's my real ringtone at the time being. But Stephen Miller, I believe, is 1,000% right. Democrats are dropping in the polls because they are a bunch of freaks, weirdos, crazies, and I can't support them. And now they're getting worse because the Democrat socialists have said, "You're freaks, weirdos, and crazies, hold our beer. We're taking it another mile past retard town. We're rolling through retard town, and we're headed to Schizophrenicville is where I think they're going." Okay? I want to know this. Look at the poll question. Why do you think the main factor behind any recent drop in Democrats? There's no option of being stupid. I couldn't pick that one. Okay. Bombshell investigative reporter claims dozens of American journalists are on China's payroll. I want to ask a question before I get any further in this. Someone make that a ringtone for me. Freaks, weirdos, losers, and crazies. I will pay you for it. Okay. Do you consider, I'm going to put this in a poll here. Poll in the chat. Incoming poll. Do you consider, news, let's do this. YouTubers as journalists. Do you consider YouTubers as journalists? People like me, people like Barry, Neil, Doug, George, all of us. Do you consider us journalists? I don't want to be considered a journalist, but I feel like sometimes we are, because we kind of stick the microscope up the news's ass. I actually consider myself more of a proctologist than a journalist, because I'm examining where their shit is coming from, and it's dirty, and it stinks. It smells like Satan's taint, is what this smells like. But what we're seeing right now, journalism is a bad word. I know it is. What we're seeing right now, and there's evidence, I've been saying it for a while. I have a 8-minute recording of an organization called, I don't want to mention the name because I'm about to drop this. It's about to go big. I've got multiple people trying to buy this 8-minute clip from me. Okay. Do you believe that there are people on this platform, Rumble, X, Twitch, Twitter, BitChute, Odyssey, Facebook, whatever, that are being paid off? Do you believe there are people that are being paid off? Nick Shirley, journalist. I don't know what you call that guy. Legend. How about that? Ahead of his time. Give him his own show. Truth tellers. Okay, I like that. Do you think there are people on this platform being paid off? Left or right, both, whatever you think. 1 for yes, 2 for no. Because I'm telling you, I believe somebody said humans can't be neutral. That is a great comment. Money is dangerous. Money is dangerous. And I believe money has tainted. See, I used that word again for you. There's a great song. Actually, who sang that? Tainted Love. What was the name of that guy? He's a weirdo. He had a rib removed, paints his face white, looks like a clown. But he had a good song, Tainted Love. I forget the damn name. I'm gonna have to listen to that. Tainted Love. Man, I can't remember it. Okay, so we're starting to see a lot of you agree that people can be bought. I think they can be purchased for different reasons. Tim Pool, Benny Johnson. I like Tim. I love Benny Johnson. I love Benny. He has not mentioned one thing about, the whole Minnesota amnesty stuff, has he? It's weird Benny wouldn't go near that. I was really waiting to see what kind of theatrical clickbait comic book image would be on there. Marilyn Manson. I'm listening to some Tainted Love on the way out of here today. Tainted Love. I'm rocking Tainted Love, okay? But we're starting to see now, we all agree that some of these people can be bought, right? I want you to look at some of the name. Oh, this one could be. Yeah, we'll get back to that one in a second. We'll get back to that guy in a second, right? We'll get back to that one. Some of these people, dad burn it, I had it here. Ha ha. I'm not a journalist. I'm a weirdo. The access went far beyond the conference rooms. Natalie Winters says that she has evidence of people being paid by the Chinese, the People's Republic of Wuhan. Ezra Klein, New York Times. Matthew Iglesias, no relationship to Julio. Vox co-founder. Ronald Brownstein. That sounds like Brownstein. Just sounds like poop to me. CNN senior, it's probably a Jewish word for poop. Bradford Plumer, New York Times. Marjorie Miller, former Associated Press vice president, AP. Steve Clemens, The Hill. David Rode, MS Now. NBC, NPR, Yahoo, NPR, Newsweek, U.S. News, Chicago Tribune, National Journal correspondent, Milwaukee Journal, Salt Lake Tribune, The Week, Newsweek, Chicago, LA Times, Foreign Affairs reporter. Are you starting to understand where they were making these purchases?
Can we get a blue light special on aisle liberal news reporting? Blue light special, liberal news reporter, 2-for-1 offer for the People's Republic of Wuhan.
I'm really pissed because now this brings everything into question for me. Biden, 18 states, all the voter rolls, the news media covering, Fauci, his diary's coming out. It's going to be disgusting. Let's not even talk about Joe Biden's daughter's diary. Disgusting. Hey, daddy, want a shower? Yeah, that one, right? And I think some of these very same people could have been purchased for the defense of what's happening in Minnesota. I'm really upset by that. I'm upset that we have not seen more people come out and talk about what's happening. I'm angry. I feel betrayed. I feel pissed off. I am pissed. I want to know what reporter was on their knees taking this photo of John Thune. Someone had to be on their knees taking this photo. Or was this Mike Johnson taking the photo from his knees? Someone was on their knees taking this photo. Thune lashes out at Trump amid criticism over the SAVE Act.
President, you put out a Truth Social this morning about leader John Thune. What's your relationship like with the Senate Majority Leader?
It's fun. He's got to get his job done. It's fun. I have a good relationship with John Thune. He's just got to get his job done. You got to get the Save America Act passed. Or better than that would be the filibuster. If you terminate the filibuster, everything happens. If you don't terminate the filibuster, only bad things will happen. If you don't terminate the filibuster, only bad things will happen.
But you don't want to see him replaced as leader?
I haven't even thought of it.
President?
I'm going to say Trump lied at the end. Trump is a damn liar at the end. They said, do you think he's been...
And they don't want prisons anymore.
Well, They said, do you want him replaced? Trump said, I haven't thought about it. If there's ever been a lie told by the president, it was that one. Because President Trump wants him replaced.
President, you wouldn't want to see him replaced as leader?
I haven't even thought of it.
Ooh, we busted Trump in a lie. You liar. You want him replaced. Just say it.
Only bad things will happen.
But you don't want to see him replaced as leader?
I haven't even thought of it.
He wanted to laugh. Senate Majority Leader John Thune reacts to the president, says, if somebody can show me how we get an outcome, how we get a result, how we get an answer to this, I'm all for it. What an absolute clown. But if we're going to be sitting here in the endless quorum calls, I don't know if that's in anybody's best interest. Thune needs to go. We got to get rid of this butthole. We got to get rid of him. But I don't think we can. It only takes, I think, 5 senators to call for his removal. Howard Gardens, buy Fred a coffee. He is laying on my feet until usually my foot goes numb. Trump didn't lie. He just didn't want to say it out loud. He didn't want to say it out loud. Trump don't lie. Ben just jokes. Do you think Trump wanted to say, not a lie, tactical maneuver? You know exactly what I'm talking. If you don't understand sarcasm, get the hell out. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you, is all I got to tell you right here. Because, yeah. Now, I just want to ask you this. Are you fired up yet? Are you fired up yet? My butt's been wiped. My butt has been wiped. Massive border wall expansion underway as the roads and secondary barriers take shape. I got a little border wall out back. Not like this. So beautiful. I love it. I feel like this is one of those ASMR videos where they play like the clicking of nail clippers and you just watch it for days. This is hypnotic. To quote Robert Duvall from, Apocalypse Now, I love the sound of a border wall in the morning. I love the sound of a border wall in the morning. Love the sound of a border wall. The birds sound so much happier at the border wall. The birds in New York City and Minnesota and Shitholistan sound so angry. The birds at the border wall sound so happy. Listen to them. They're just tweeting away. Tweedledee, tweedledee. It makes me so happy. I'm going to take some calls this morning. I hope you're fired up. I hope you're as fired up as I am. Somebody sent me a message that I had to debunk about the United States merging their military with Israel. Complete lie. They're sharing technology. Wake up. Wake up. Sharing technology is not merging the military. What does this say? No, I don't say. Ben, I'm the only one noticing this Butler president was Trump when Secret Service is stuffing President Trump. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Typing error. First generation from Belgium. Okay. All right. There we go. Also in the detention centers. My name's Glenn from Missouri. Okay. Idea for the crazy crowd, especially in the colder. I don't care. Okay. There we go. All right. Great. I met up with 3 people yesterday in Springfield, Missouri. Gave away some Silver Eagles. You missed your chance. Lines are open, 615-475. Talk to me here. MWP, what you got?
Hey, brother. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think the Republicans, they're all talk, no action. Nothing gets done. And Trump keeps telling them, nuke the filibuster. Get this moving. You pass the SAVE Act. And soon, I don't know. Ben, is he paid off? What's his deal?
I don't know, man.
Why? What, does he not love this country or something? Why is he in public office? And on that point, Ben, why are half of the people, 80% of the representatives, why are they even in office? They don't
personal
do
gain,
jack, brother.
Personal gain.
Yeah.
Somebody said in the chat that Trump would fire Thune. Trump can't fire Thune. The Senate Majority Leader is picked by other senators. Whoever said Trump would fire Thune, he can't. You got to learn some civics. Go back to civics class. Thank you for calling, brother. God bless you. Lines are open, 615-475-7864. We're going to run through some of this stuff. Trump just shared a post that diagnoses Tucker with JDS, Jew derangement syndrome. I think there's a lot of people that suffer with that. Victor Davis Hanson goes off on Mamdani, says New York is Nacho City. Like nachos, nacho, the reference.
Victor. So let's turn to the International Criminal Court. And Mamdani wants to enforce its laws in New York City when Bibi Netanyahu shows up. He says,
Uh-oh, here we go. Let's keep the language clear. I sounded the general alarm. I made a fire in the White House. Fire in the White House.
Emergency report. Donald J. Trump is the man in charge. Assistance required is 51 senators with a set of balls. Injured personnel is limited to the Bill of Rights. Damaged equipment is limited to the Constitution of the United States. Status of the casualty is... We're require screwed. A constitutional convention at this point.
We're screwed.
Ben, I've been waiting years for this day. Years I've been waiting for this day because I need to see Merrick Garland put in frickin' handcuffs and perp walked into prison just like Steve Bannon, just like Peter Navarro, just like Roger Stone, because he was held in contempt of Congress for withholding these tapes against congressional orders. Yep. Merrick Garland is a criminal. He deserves to be in prison. And I'll be honest, Trump is an absolute failure if Merrick Garland does not see the inside of a prison cell. He should have, a year and a half ago, day one, he should have been escorted into prison. Trump needs to rein in and control the DOJ. If he doesn't, he is going to be a failure. I don't care about foreign policy at this point. I really don't. The enemies are within the walls right now. We need a domestic agenda, and we need a president who is willing to fight. And as of right now, Ben, I wasn't sure about a second term for Trump. I really wasn't. Until Butler. When he was on the ground with his face bleeding, that is the moment where I said, finally, he woke up and he's going to do what needs to be done. And so far, Ben, I'm not seeing it, man. I'm
putting a poll in the chat right now. Is Trump a failure without major arrests? There's the poll question. That's directed at all of you. You know, I think the one bad thing Trump has done, and everybody has their kryptonite, right? For me, my kryptonite.
I hope it's not AG nominees.
No, my kryptonite is an RC Cola and a moon pie. I can't walk away from it. If they're here, I will consume them until they're gone. I think Trump's kryptonite, or his weakness, his chink in his armor, to reference the People's Republic of Wuhan, is attorney general picks. Could you imagine if Trump would have made good attorney general picks at the beginning? Jeff Sessions was in for about 28 minutes. Then he went Bill Barr. Then he went, what do we got? Pam Bondi. Now we're at Todd Blanche. I'm hoping Todd picks up the gauntlet.
Here's this, and I hope so too, but here's the situation. In Trump's first term, his pool for picking people was very, very narrow.
Horrible. They hated him.
Because of how the media was treating him. Exactly. So he had to choose from a very, very narrow pool. So he had to choose competency over loyalty. That's why he chose Bill Barr. Bill Barr previously held the position, but he was not loyal. He was an institutionalist. He was not right. He was not left. He was about maintaining the integrity of the DOJ, which is an impossible job, if you ask me. But
brother, I hate to let you go, but I've got to let some other callers in here, okay?
Gotcha.
Take care. There we go. Lines are open, 615-475-7864. I don't know what this is. If you're sending me links from ChatGPT, I don't have time to check a lot of those. Mark, Pittsburgh, make it quick, brother.
Yeah, Ben, two things. I think Robert Hur should have his special privilege, his clearances taken away. This way, he won't have a job at that lawyer's company. And another thing too, I think John Thune is owned and bought by China. Period.
Owned and bought by China. God bless you, Mark. Somebody sent me a message here. Gloria Jones was the original artist to record "Tainted Love" in 1964, written by Ed Cobb. But it wasn't a commercial hit at the time. It became a #1 hit in the UK in 1981. Thank you from Valdosta. Line 2, go. Bring the heat.
Hey, this is Tim, the Mainer in exile. After Trump arrests people, then what? Then he doesn't have any lawyers, he doesn't have any prosecutors, and he doesn't have any judges. And the left has kept those from him. And the rhinos have kept those from them.
Okay.
He goes arresting these people, and they'll be let off the hook. We're screwed. Sorry.
Let me ask you this.
Yes, sir.
I mean, maybe I got the poll question wrong here, and I'm happy to get things wrong. It's okay. I believe what the Democrat Party did, they put an insurance policy in place called federal judges. They lined the liberal courts with federal judges. Yep. And I don't know how we get rid of those federal judges. And maybe somebody in the chat knows. Thank you for calling, brother. God bless you. Thank you for keeping me in check.
You too.
Thank you for keeping me in check. I appreciate that. Line 2, go.
Hey, Shelly Babes over here in North Carolina. Hey,
North
Ben,
Carolina, what you got?
Hey, I'm over the angry part because I was angry in 2020. Delivering mail, watching China do what it's doing. I mean, anybody with just a little bit of a brain cell kind of knew it then, and I was angry then. And everything that's coming out now, it doesn't surprise me. So I want to see people in prison.
We need to impeach some of these liberal judges.
They need to be in prison. They're traitors. They've committed treason.
God bless you. Thank you for calling. See here, I was going to make that ringtone you wanted, but my wife has awakened. We have a huge disagreement. Tell your wife she's right. And then say, but calm down. Tell her that. It always works out if you tell her to calm down afterwards. Everything's fine if you say, honey, you're right, but calm down. Everything gets better after the words calm down. Man, I still can't get over the border wall. It just makes me so happy. This should be like the 5th wonder of the world. Or was it 6? I'm so happy about the border wall. I'm happy. Oh, here we go. Trump blasting a reporter. I love this. The guy's on fire.
On the SAVE Act, why do you want the U.S. Senate to stay in town? Shouldn't they be out across the country campaigning?
What a stupid question.
Shouldn't they be out campaigning, though?
What a stupid stupid question for Jennifer to ask such a stupid. She's a smart person. I knew her all the way back in the Iowa days when she said Trump's going to win, and boy was she right. So listen, why do I want? The SAVE Act has to be done. They shouldn't leave town. I'm not going to stop them from doing it, but they should get the SAVE Act done. If they don't get it done, it's going to be a very bad thing for the party. And frankly, you know, if you look at it, the SAVE Act is going to be voted against by all Democrats, just so we know. We have some Republicans that I will not comment on, a few of them, probably 4, that we probably won't get the vote. I'd like to comment.
Murkowski, Cornyn, Tillis, Collins. Those are the ones I think. Murkowski, Tillis, Collins, Cornyn. Those are the 4 that he's referencing. The president's an absolute legend. They tried to kill him. That should tell you how good he is. They tried to kill him twice, maybe 3, 4 times. That's how good he is. That's how good he is. When they try to do that, you're doing your job right, sadly. Sadly, you're that good when they try to literally take you out. Let's see here. Fox News is live streaming Senator Lindsey Graham's casket arriving at the Capitol. I will not be covering that, but, you know, that's up to you all. If you want to go watch that, roll it.
And friends, weekend co-host Charlie Hurt joins us now. I mean, reading this diary, it's just like a sick trip.
Yeah, and I think the most important thing is what you just said. Now we know why he fought so hard to be pardoned. And I hope that this renews people's inspection of that pardon, whether the pardon was legal, whether the pardon was legitimate, and whether the pardon actually covers everything that he did. You know, if you told me, if you'd asked me a week ago if there was anything about Fauci or COVID that could surprise me, I would have said no. We've seen it all. There's no way. I would have been wrong. This is just absolutely mind-blowing. And, you know, obviously you have petty tyrants. It's the responsibility of governments and politicians to prevent those petty tyrants, especially a petty tyrant who's like a teen girl obsessed with celebrity. I mean, you can't even believe the passages that just the ones that you read, and then all the rest of them. And the fact that he was blatantly lying to the public as he was telling the truth to his dear diary. And this is a man who is responsible for the suicides, the deaths, the mass depression, the educational ruin of an entire generation of people. He is singularly responsible for it, and we now know he knew what he was doing when he was doing it.
And the media is still covering this up. Now, this has been out all day, the diary, from the morning.
I love the media saying the media. Jesse, love you. Be more direct. The media, even though I'm the media, is covering for the media. Jesse, just say it. We would love you so much more if you would just say the liberal media, CNN, Jake Tapper. Just name some names, you limp-wristed, good-haired savage.
First thing. And I haven't seen it covered anywhere except Fox. Jake Tapper, everybody. He's doing Matt out, everybody.
Good.
They were into this guy, almost like sexually into this guy.
Yep.
Like he was some goddess.
Yeah.
They're still not talking about this because they were complicit just with the Biden cover-up. It's the same thing again.
The left-wing media is covering for them. Jesse Waters will probably be fired for saying it. Lines are open, 615-475. Come at me, line 1, where are you calling from?
Hey, love that border wall.
You got to get a better phone. Get an Obama phone and call back. Your phone is horrible. Get an Obama phone. It'll work better. Call back. Let's go, Chris, Arkansas. What do you got, Chris?
Hey, 2 things. One, on the no confidence vote for John Thune, it would take a simple majority of the majority. The 5
Never happen.
votes
It'll never happen.
Exactly. And then the second thing is, I think a thing that Donald Trump should push, he should push Mike Johnson to get his caucus and say, no, we're not going to go to recess.
Never happen. It will never happen.
Say yes, and that gives him the constitutional Article 2, Section 3 power, where he can say, okay, you're going to go on recess at this time, and when you do go on recess, you're going to be on recess for ever how long he decides to put
Thank
them
you
on
for
recess.
calling, Chris. It'll never happen. Line 1. Where are you calling from? Line 1. All right. Get an Obama phone. They work for free. I ordered an Obama phone today. Tired of paying for my own phone bill. Mike Johnson needs to grow a pair. A pair of what? A pair of what?
Again. Yeah. No, they're totally in on it. And the point here is, and this is the most important thing, what Fauci did succeeded. He succeeded. The media's whole goal here, Fauci's whole goal here, was to get Donald Trump out of the White House.
Yes.
And
it worked. It worked. Line 1, where are you calling from? What's your name?
Hey, it's Raging Kane in Ohio.
What do you got, Raging Kane?
Hey, I just posted a video on X and tagged you because you were talking how they are going to stack judges against Trump.
They did.
It's Schumer saying it in his own words. I tagged you. I don't know if you see that stuff on.
Let me go find this. Let me see.
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly what they did, right?
Oh, yeah, he says it right in his own words, right on.
Oh, here we go, right here. Navy vet, here's
You got
what
it?
you just talked about. Let me roll this
Yep.
footage. Raging Kane, thank you so much, brother. God bless you. Let
Yep.
me play this.
See
I
y'all.
appreciate the backup. Let's play this clip that he just shared. Schumer, we'll call him Shifty Schumer. You can remove the F if you want. Let's see what old Shifty Schumer said.
About the number of progressive judges that Democrats put in place to basically hamstring President Trump's policies. Listen
Well,
to
I'll
this.
be damned.
The good news here is we did put 235 judges, progressive judges, judges not under the control of Trump last year on the bench, and they are ruling against Trump time after time after time. And we hope that the appellate courts, when it gets up there in the Supreme Court, will uphold those rulings.
I could spit nails right now. Lines are open. Raging Kane, thank you for pissing me off even further. Thank you for pissing me off even further. Lines are open. That's what we call backup. Ben, don't take my calls unless you're willing to hear massive obscenities. Stephen Miller, James, God bless you. Let's go here. Line 1, what is your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello, it's Milo from Ohio, and I got some interesting information for you.
Let's hear it.
Did you know that Dominion voting machines was bought by a former Republican election board official? His name is Scott Linendecker.
Never heard of him.
Not only the good thing is now that Republican, the Dominion voting machines are now in the hands of people that will properly administrate them if they're going to be used. Because if you remember, China was supplying a lot of the paper for the fake ballots that a lot of these, liberal, Democrat-ran states were using. And the other thing is that right after, during the Biden administration, a lot of these voter rolls were actually looked into, or they were trying to be subpoenaed. The DOJ, the Biden DOJ, threatened lawsuits against anybody personally going after any individual trying to subpoena voter roll registration. So,
thank you for that, Milo. I appreciate it, brother.
All right.
Take care. God bless you. There's too many coincidences, aren't there?
The Biden administration also recently rolling back sanctions in exchange for the promise of free and fair elections. Here was President Biden when he was asked about criticism of the deal.
It's okay because they've freed Americans, people who were held illegally.
And we made a deal with Venezuela at the whole free election. So far, they've maintained.
Biden made a deal with Maduro. That's nice. That's pretty nice of him, isn't it? I'm glad he made a deal with Maduro. Right? That makes me happy. That makes me happy. I'm so glad he made a deal with Maduro. Yeah, we needed a deal with Maduro to make everyone happy. Look at this. These people are melting down. They're pissed.
So we move now from things making a lot of money to things losing a lot of money. At 7 minutes past the top of the hour, there is new reporting
This has to be a
morning
DNC story.
on the dire financial situation for the Democratic National Committee. Now less than 100 days until the midterm elections. The New York Times...
They're broke. They're broke. Let's go here. Line 3. Where are you calling from?
Hey, Ben. South Carolina. It's Tommy.
Good morning.
The reason why Trump had to lie about Thune is because he doesn't want to give the media any ammunition.
Any ammo.
Like this, like to say, oh, well, he doesn't have control of his party, or, so he's going to lie about it.
We know that. I know that. I think there were people in the chat that literally thought I was calling the president a liar. They should look up the word sarcasm.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Thank you for calling, Tommy. I appreciate it, brother. God bless you. Democrat Party's broke. They're broke. 100 days out. Do they have a chance? They've got a fighter's chance. They've got a fighter's chance because of the Democrat socialists, because of George Soros, because of all these other buttholes. Comey asked charges to be dropped. Yeah, they probably will. They'll probably drop the charges. Let's go, Ed, Poplar Bluff. What do you got, Ed?
Well, just real quickly, I'm telling you, I believe that Trump is going to shut John Thune down. I believe he's going to pull a rabbit out of the hat, buddy.
How?
God bless you.
How?
Have a good day.
How?
Well, he does have authority to shut him down, and you got all these Republicans coming up and saying we're not going to go into recess, and I believe more of them are going to be popping up and coming out. And just
the president can't remove someone from the Senate. He can't do that.
But there's more of the Republicans, think they aren't, am I right, that's coming up and saying we're not going to go to recess.
It'll never happen. They're never going to turn down a free vacation. God bless you. Let's go here. Line 3. Where are you calling from? What's your name?
How's it going, Ben? Calling from Canada. I sent you the ringtone for the thing on your business email.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. God bless you. What would you like to say this morning?
Just keep doing what you're doing, and I keep watching.
Well, I appreciate that, man. I wake up, I turn on the news, and I start clicking, and I start digging, and I get more angry and more angry and more angry. And then I feel like on a daily basis, I'm arguing with idiots over misinformation because there's so much misinformation. Like the people that think that the United States military is going to merge with Israel. And I'm like, if you would just read the bill, but they can't. I feel like people are buying puzzles at yard sales and it's missing pieces. You know what I mean? I feel like you roll up to a yard sale and you're like, oh, there's a 19,000 piece puzzle. I'm going to buy it for 25 cents and all the pieces will be there. That's what I feel like.
Yeah, it's the way everything is. Everything's doing that now.
We argue with idiots on a daily basis. God bless you. Thank you for the ringtone. That will be my new ringtone on my phone. I'm going to try to pull it up and see if I can play it here. God bless you.
Right on. Bye.
Take care. Let's see if we can pull that up. I want to hear this ringtone on the phone. Let's go here. Let's see if we can ring this up. Ring it up. You like what I did there? Ring it up. I needed a new ringtone. Let's see here. Nope, not that. Monica Leonard bought me a coffee. Monica, God bless you. You're a good human being. You love America. Here we go. Man, I still keep getting these emails from this wackadoodle that I reported to the police. He said Charlie Kirk got shot because Charlie Kirk went to church on Saturday. His email, not mine. He also says you don't have to go to church. Well, I mean, you don't have to go to church. I don't care if you do or not, but this guy is a wackadoodle. Oh, send me I didn't get the email. Send it to my veteran biker email. Resend that, whoever called. Here, let me put that up there. veteranbiker1@protonmail.com. This is my personal email right there. Send me it there. Resend that email to right here. Okay. We got breaking news. We don't want to talk about that guy. We don't want to talk about that. Britt Hume, the Wuhan. I don't even know if we're allowed to talk about that. I really don't know if we're allowed to talk about it, to be honest with you. Let's see. The misinformation parasites are always disingenuous and everything. Yeah, the whole thing with the bill regarding the United States military merging is really interesting. All you have to do is run it through any level of common sense with AI. I use Grok. In plain English, it tells the Pentagon to appoint one person whose job it is to make U.S. and Israeli defense tech, meaning technology, work together. That's it. It's not merging militaries. It's not merging militaries. Read it yourself. Lines are open, 615-475-7864. Feel free to give me a call. What is this? I can't read all that. You just text messaged me like 6 pages. I can't read that. That goes in the can. Line 1, go.
Morning, Ben. This is Bob from Fraud Soda. Hey,
Fraud Soda. What do you got, Fraud Soda?
Yeah. First of all, let me just say these few things and then you can respond.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, first of all, Ben, I want to thank you for all of your personal time that you spend looking up all this stuff and research.
Wait a second. I'm an asshole. Nobody's supposed to say thank you.
No, you're not. You gave a good portion of your life defending this country, okay? And what's going on right now is you're being slapped in the face for the time that you spent in the military and me.
I feel like
all of the veterans listen to this. All the veterans right now listening to this, this is what ticks us off, the stuff that you're bringing up right now. The second thing I want to say is the way we fix this is simple. It's called military tribunals. We take the frickin' judges out of it. We take all these crooked attorneys out of it, and we bring in the military because we have domestic terrorism taking place in our country right now.
Let me ask you this.
That's all Yep.
Sidebar. You live in Minnesota. I want to get an update. When's the Republican primary in Minnesota?
Ooh, I believe it's in the next 3 weeks or so.
I think it's August 1st or something, right? Minnesota.
Yeah,
let me see.
Yeah.
Minnesota Republican primary. You sound like you're aware of what's going on in Minnesota.
I have to be.
What are your thoughts on the governor's race there? Who's going to win that? The Republican primary?
I think
it's August 11th. August 11th.
Yep. I think it's going to be a Democrat, unfortunately.
For the overall governor's race, you think so?
Yeah. That said, I'm praying. I actually am praying that Mike Lindell wins. I am.
Mike might have the best chance to beat the Democrat.
I'm hoping and praying, but it doesn't matter because, as you know, I'm out of here. I'm on my way to South Dakota. And then when I get into South Dakota, I'm going after John Thune like he's never been gone after.
Okay, so here we go. Update on. Thank you for calling, Bob. God bless you, brother. Appreciate you. Salute. Thank you for your service. Okay, primary election day, Tuesday, August 11th. Vote by mail has been going on since June 26th. A month ago, they started vote by mail in Minnesota. Think about that. Think about that. They've been voting by mail since June. VB, I needed that laugh. I don't know what I said. What is that? Burned you alive? I don't know what I said that burned you alive. I have no idea. I have no idea what I said. Comey is singing like a canary. He's turned because he's a coward. Yeah, I agree. Mandarin. Okay, I thought he spoke General So. Okay. There you go. All right. But they've been voting by mail for over a month. Does Mike stand a chance? If Mike wins, the people of Minnesota spoke. I'm all in for Mike. I want to show you this. This is disturbing. We've got all the information now that Mamdani is wanting to give 30% off discounts on grocery stores, government-ran grocery stores. This is an example of one in Kansas City. Here I come.
It's clear this Sunfresh at 31st and Prospect is struggling. This is the first section people see when they come in. There's barely any produce. A lot of the coolers and shelves around the store look the same way, empty. So shoppers have been asking us, if the store isn't closing, then where's all the food? A rotten smell comes through the door, and anywhere you turn, you'll see products that need to be restocked. No hot food or deli.
There was a time this store was on life support. I can tell you today, right now, it's damn near dead.
This is a new low, even to people like Pat Clark, who've watched the store go through its ups and downs.
30 days ago, hell, we look like a grocery store again.
The city owns the Linwood Shopping Center. A nonprofit operates the grocery store. Public and private investments are in the millions of dollars for the center. It's clear this Sunfresh at 31st and Prospect.
Anybody starting to recognize what a socialist grocery store looks like? Flock safety cameras. I've got some information coming out about that. Caitlin Collins, clown. Joe Scarborough, clown. Speaking of clowns.
The men and women who educated me when we'd sit over in Reverend Wright's church as we were talking about
Obama's preacher.
Desegregating the Rialto and the Queen movie theaters. Remember, Mouse, those days? Got involved in desegregating movie theaters and helping, you may remember Reverend Moyer in Delaware and Herman Holloway organized voter registration.
More lies. Just the lies keep continuing. I don't know how he keeps track of all of them. With that being said, guys, let's bing.
On the watch, on the 1MC, pass the word. Dive, sound 2 blasts of dive alarm, pass the word, dive.
Dive. Dive,
Here we go again. Same old song again. Marching down the avenue. We don't know where we'll be through. Rally. A long time ago. Heard it on the radio. Sounds so good to me. U.S. Navy submarine. Recruiter just inside here. Turns out I gave them 5 years. Had to get out of boot camp. They won't like the smoking lamp. Now I'm a submariner. Rolling in the deep, sir. rolling in the deep surf. Top secret mission, hush, hush. Secret mission, hush, hush. No one's gonna find us. No one's gonna find us. 6 months below the ocean. 6 months below the ocean. I can't remember the sun. I can't remember the sun. Can't write my wife no letters. Can't write my wife no letters. And Tony's gonna get her. Tony's gonna get her. But I won't trade this life away. I won't trade this life away. Makes it worth the Navy pay. Makes it worth the Navy pay. If I can't be a bobblehead. I can't be a bobblehead. Might as well just be dead. Might as well just be dead. A long, long time ago. Long, long time ago. Heard it on the radio. Heard it on the radio. Sounds so good to me. Sounds so good to me. U.S. Navy submarine. U.S. Navy submarine. Left, right, left, right. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Coral Sea. I've been to Coral Sea. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Korea. I've been to Korea. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Vietnam. I've been to Vietnam. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Desert Storm. I've been to Desert Storm. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Afghanistan. I've been to Afghanistan. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Iraq and back. I've been to Iraq and back. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where will you be? Where will you be? I'll be where I have to be. I'll be where I have to be. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Left, right, left, right. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left.
Okay, guys, gals, girls, this is Ben Dyke Show. Smash a like and subscribe on your way out the door. See you in the next. Okay, I got to show you something here before we bounce out. I just ran across this. If you're a veteran, post your branch of service in the chat. If you're a family member of a veteran, post your branch of service in the chat. I've got a new shipment of things that I want to send out to some veterans. And if you're a member on the channel, that's very important. I just ran across this. Someone sent me this, and I want to share it. And this is Mamdani saying that he's going to be opening 5 city-run, tax-funded grocery stores. Prices set at 30% below retail.
Here's how it will work. Once a month, our 5 city-run grocery stores will set prices for this core set of goods at 30% below typical retail prices. No exceptions, no gimmicks. The savings will last for the entire month. That means no weekly fluctuations nor sticker shock at the checkout line.
This sounds like communism. It sounds like communism. That's just my opinion. Little picture here of where I used to work at. This is the USS Ohio control room. There's the helmsman, the plainsman, the chief of the watch sits there, or over here, the diving officer of the watch sits there. Little flashback. Some of the best stories I've ever heard in my life happened right there. Guys, there's no congressional bill that literally merges the Israeli Defense Force. Get that out of whatever lies that people are telling you. It's just amazing to hear the misinformation that does come out. And you know it as good as I do. It comes out. Here, listen to this. And this will make you vomit if you need to vomit.
Rad that we have maybe the coolest man on the planet right now. Wow, and there's the room. This is intense. Does anybody else have
Hello. Hi there.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, this is such a thrill. How are you?
Pretty good, I guess. You know, it's a little bit like running on fumes for a couple of months, but
I would imagine this is a thrill for me because you truly have emerged as a personal hero for me. And you've been this true north, I think, for a lot of people. And it's so deeply, deeply appreciated. So just to have this little corner of your time for us is such a joy. So
well,
thank you.
It's my pleasure to be with you, Ms. Robertson, and thank you for doing this. It's very important.
Golly, you're really like my personal hero right now.
She is an idiot. Never take advice from any of these people. How much did she get paid to worship this guy? They literally worshiped him. They worship this guy. Lines are open if you want to grab a quick call here. You're more than welcome. What happened to Rand Paul? I thought he was going to bring him up and subpoena him.
It likely jumped species from an animal reservoir into humans and now is spreading among humans.
The mutations that it took to get to the point where it is now is totally consistent with a jump of a species from an animal to a human.
Are you calling for the closure of the wet markets? I think they should shut down those things right away. I mean, it boggles my mind because what we're going through right now is a direct result of that. And you have animals that come out of the wild that are sold at these open, what they call them, wet markets, where people buy these things for festive dinners or what have you. So there's every reason to believe that jumping of species from an animal reservoir occurred.
I am of the point of view that I still think the most likely etiology of this pathogen in Wuhan was from a laboratory, escaped.
So Dr. Redfield was mentioning that he was giving an opinion as to
I gave Monica one of the Silver Eagles up in Springfield yesterday.
a possibility. But again, there are other alternatives, others that most people hold by. That the most likely origin is a natural origin from an animal reservoir to human. What they did is they cleaned out the markets as soon as it turned out that it was clear that there were clusters coming from the market, which, in typical fashion, I think trying to make sure that things don't get pointed to them.
How many of you lost a family member because of this?
Probably got rid of the animals that were the intermediary hosts there.
The place of origin was not within the market itself.
No, I don't think you could say that. I don't think you can say that. I think you could say we don't know how and where it originated. There are wet markets in Wuhan that are ample opportunity for a virus to jump, but more likely that it's a natural occurrence from an animal reservoir to a human.
So it came from a wet market in the same place where there's this huge lab that does all the kind of development of exactly what this thing is. That's some coincidence.
It's a coincidence, but there are so many labs all over China that have both labs and wet markets. If it were in Beijing or Shanghai, you'd be saying the same thing. You have a coincidence. There are no lab leaks that have led to pandemics. So there have been accidents in a lab that happens.
I think this is Joseph Mengele 2.0. Let's go here, line 1. What do you got, line 1?
All right, this is Sean here from Michigan again.
Yes, sir.
Fucked up in your chat. Man, I've definitely lost 2 family members, one of my best friends during this. And these people have had people believe in shit they shouldn't believe. My wife got the COVID vaccine. She wanted to give my kids it. I told her, I said, if you do that without my permission, we're done. So I'm just lost how they get people to believe. I mean, they made this virus. This thing really touches a special place in my heart.
This guy killed more people than cancer, literally. That's what I think.
Yes. Yeah, I believe that too. He should be he's America's #1 enemy.
And
the world's number one enemy.
Somebody here said, when you look up the word smug in the dictionary, you see Tony Fauci. Do you agree with that? I think that's what makes it worse, is he's so smug and arrogant. And he can be, because he has a pardon. He can be anything he wants.
I'm hoping that pardon doesn't hold. I mean, it will. I mean, we all know that all those pardons will hold. But if there's a will, there's a way, and we need to hold this man accountable. This is, you know. Do you remember talking to me? I'm the one that said my wife sits on the other side of the fence than me.
Oh, God, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I remember that. Good luck, brother.
I love you, brother, man, and I love your show.
Go to church together. Go to church together. God bless you. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
God bless you. That guy needs some prayer. That guy needs some prayer right there. Crooks can pardon crooks. Give me a break. Bring on the squad. All right, guys, we got to get out of here. I got lots to do.